This is Essie Featured. This is the power of sports.
They say that New York is the city of dreams. And on this night of the 2017 NBA Draft, this will never be truer than for the lucky few, who will hear their names announced. For Australian Jonah Bolden, his moment was quickly approaching.
I'm excited. I got a little bit of butterflies, nerves, but I'm more so excited. And to share this experience with all my family here, it's fun, and I'm just trying to live in the moment. I'm not really thinking too far ahead.
It's the time right before the draft where everybody's jockeying and trying to still gather intel. Everybody's pretty much developed their own depth charts. I have an inkling as to which teams are jockeying to try to move up or maneuver to get Jonah.
Could you assure us that if it was a stash, it would only be 1 year?
I've always had this vision of going to the NBA and walking across the state, getting drafted, getting my name called. I'm not going to say that I envision myself going to 2 different high schools, going to UCLA and then going to Serbia. But I never doubted that I would be in the NBA.
To make the dream of reaching the NBA a reality, Jonah chose the path less traveled. He played 1 season at UCLA before making the difficult decision to leave. His destination was Serbia, to play with FMP Belgrade for the 2016-17 season.
For me, it was just my decision. You got no excuse. You chose to leave. You chose to do this. This is do or die for me. What's up, guys? Welcome to JB's Palace. This is my little spot out here in Belgrade, Serbia. Can I please get 10 Chivap? I didn't know too much coming here. When I got here, my teammates were very welcoming, and off the court, on the court, when we practice and whatnot, I realized that this is a totally different ball game. It's slower, but IQ is much higher, physicality is much higher. The guys, there's no fouls are rarely called in practice.
As a 6'10" Aussie, Jonah stands out when walking around Belgrade, but with the attention also comes the recognition.
When I first got here, I think it was just they haven't seen anyone dark-skinned, I mean, I've seen maybe 1 or 2, other than the guys in imports from the other teams. They're starting to maybe a little bit like recognize me from FMP and Red Star, and so that's always good.
With the NBA Draft a few weeks away, Jonah got fitted for a custom suit in town to wear for the big night in New York.
You look 12 months ago, I wasn't on any boards, so for me, I've always been the underdog, the guy that people, people say sleep on.
The guy who just plays with a continuous motor, and I think that's what you need in the NBA. A lot of times in the NBA, they're not looking for the most skilled guys, but they're looking for the guys who just go and go and go, and Jonah's one of those guys. He's hungry, man, I can tell you that, just by seeing how he interacts with all of our teammates and our coaches and how he plays in the games and how he takes care of his body on and off the court, you could tell that he really wants this.
I know that NBA teams know what I can do, what I can provide, and for me, that's really all that matters. The projections and stuff like that, that's all fun and games for me before the draft.
1 week prior to the draft, Jonah traveled from Serbia to Southern California for the long-awaited Pro Day to showcase his skills in front of NBA teams.
I feel like I could have done a little bit better in the workout. I think I had like four interviews after with different teams. I think that was one of the biggest parts of why most of the teams came out. They just wanted to see how my character was, and I'm now looking forward to Thursday. No expectations. Whatever happens, happens to me. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to make the most of it.
One night in New York is like a lifetime anywhere.
It's always been my dream. Driving down to Barclays to the draft is, it's the feeling's becoming more real. The excitement's building.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. Only 60 guys get to hear their name called. I'm blessed.
With the 36th pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select Jonah Bolden from Sydney, Australia, and Red Star Belgrade in Serbia.
One of the great stories of the draft, and happy for the young man because he did it the hard way.
Jonah joins a team with Australian connections That includes Ben Simmons, last year's #1 pick, and head coach Brett Brown, who coached for many years in the country.
You know, having an Australian coach, having Australian teammates definitely helps. Coming from Australia, we all have each other's backs.
What was your first reaction when you heard the Philadelphia 76ers?
Excitement. You know, they have young guys in process of rebuilding and you know, and looking for the near future. You know, to be something real special. You know, and they had the #1 pick this year with Markel. They had the #1 pick last year with Ben. You know, I feel like I fit the system real well.
During the NBA Summer League, Jonah averaged more than 8 points and 6 rebounds. However, the Sixers need him to play this season for Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel. The NBA will have to wait 1 more year.
Ultimately, my goal is a championship, whether that's being a starter on the team my first, second year, or you know, coming off the bench or not even playing. I just want to be able to help my teammates in any way, shape, or form and win a championship.